like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it one of those things that you don't want to be mixed up in or with? Your friendship means more than you think. Tell you things that are really private. Now, I'm not saying your friend start telling you about her sex life with her partner. No, that's private. That's between her and her partner. But like things that, when it comes to like maybe issues that they're dealing with and they need some guidance, they need some help. Hello lovely people, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great. I hope your week is going well so far. So in today's video, I want to quickly talk about friendships. Now I feel like navigating friendships can be quite interesting sometimes, and this video was not the idea for this video is literally a spur of the moment thing. And I remember interacting with a post from a popular YouTuber here, Bell. She posted something on Instagram about friendships, about people talking about their tribes, the tribe of friends, their cliques and all of that. And I really could relate with her because she doesn't have a tribe per se. I don't. And sometimes I feel like, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it one of those things that you don't want to be mixed up in or with? But it's different for everybody, okay? Some people, especially women, I'm a woman, so I'm going to talk about a woman's perspective. Most women like having a lot of friends. Most women like to have their tribe, their cliques, the people that they hang around with all the time, the people that they talk to regularly, the group that they will all go out together, celebrate together, go on trips together, you know, girls' trips and all of that. But then some of us don't really have these tribes. And I feel like everyone's story behind not having those kind of cliques or groups is different. Now for me, I grew up as an only girl with 3 brothers, okay? So I'm the first of 4, and I never really had like obviously no sister, no blood sister. So I've kind of grown up being used to being the only girl, apart from having my mom with me. And so I'm very used to being independent, not really relying on friends per se. Of course I have friends, but not making it like what my life depends on. So I can survive without having 20, 30, 50 friends. So that's kind of how I grew up, because I was the first. I am the first, and I've always kind of had to be the head, sort of the 4 of us, okay? So, and the boys, so you can imagine what it's like growing up with only boys. But then obviously I wanted a sister, but that didn't happen. But I have my daughter now, so that's my little sister now. But yeah, and I just, obviously growing up and having friends, cultivating friendships along the way, some good, some not so great, some you just have a fallout with. Now, one of the things that I can never really understand with women or female friendships is the jealousy side of things. Of course, not all women are like that, but I find that sometimes I find it very childish. Why some women would fall out with friends for very silly reasons, like things that don't make sense, okay? And that is what brings me to today's video. I feel like for you to be a good friend, you have to be genuine, you have to be honest, okay? You have to be genuine, you have to be intentional about your friendship, you have to be honest, you have to be willing to give Tell them the truth. Tell your friend the truth. If your friend does something wrong or something that you feel is wrong about something or to you or to somebody else, you should be able to tell them the truth. You should be able to be honest and say, girl, what you're doing now, it's not acceptable. I don't think what you're doing is right. But hey, I'm your friend, but I'm just telling you. Okay, I feel like being genuine is so important in friendships. Being honest is so important in friendships. Being honest is so important in friendships because you don't want a situation where you find that the people you call your so-called friends are talking about you behind your back, but not even saying good things about you, but saying the opposite things about you. And then it starts to break your heart because they're not willing to tell you those things up front, in front of you, like while you're in their presence. And I feel like that is very childish, my opinion anyway. But yeah, so I feel like as women, even men, we need to be more genuine and honest with our friends. Don't talk about, or try not to talk about your friend to another friend and then to another friend without actually talking to your friend about what it is that you're talking about to other people. Don't know if I'm making sense. So be upfront about them, about things. Be honest. If you feel like they're not doing something for you that they should be, or you guys have agreed, tell them about it. If you feel like you're behaving a certain way, tell them about it. One thing I don't like is when women get married. Of course, they have single friends and then they get married. And then the single friends start to feel a bit left out because the married friends are no longer as available as they used to be. And I find it a bit, I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of like she's married now. Times are changing. Her life is changing. Things are changing for her. She has to spend more time. She has to go home to her husband. She has to go home. She has children. She has to go home to her kids. She's not going to be as available, to you as she used to be. But of course, if you're both married, it makes more sense because you kind of are on the same page. You're kind of experiencing similar situations, so you kind of get it. But yeah, let's try to give single women try and give your married friends, single friends try and give your married friends a bit of leeway, okay? And married friends also try and give your single friends a bit of a leeway. It goes both ways. Let us be genuine, let's be honest with each other. Now, the second quality of a good friend is care. A good friend is caring. A good friend checks up on their friend. I'm trying to be better at checking up on people because I always find that when I have someone in mind, I get distracted and I don't get to check up on them like I want to. And then obviously sometimes things go wrong, things happen, and you start to regret not having spoken to them. Recently, lost a former colleague of mine, and she was one of those people that would message me, whenever I was doing something for my business, like a pop-up or something. She would check up on me. She would message me to say, oh, how is it going? How did you do this? Well done. Things like that. She would engage on social media with my content. I would engage with hers. So even if we're not really in the same work environment anymore, we're still kind of communicating outside work. And for a while, I felt like, oh, I need to check up on her because it's been a while. I haven't really seen her. I know her account was hacked and all of that, but I just felt like she hadn't really been as available online. But again, like I said, life happens. You get distracted, you get busy. Days go by really quickly and you don't remember to check up on people. Turns out she's passed away recently. So my point here is care for your friends. Care for people that you love, people that you call your friends. Check up on them. Call them. Give them a call. If you don't respond, send them a text message, send them a chat on WhatsApp or whatever platforms you use. Just check in on them. And if you feel like they're not responding, how about you reach out to their other friends or their family? Reach out to their family just to make sure that people are okay, because one thing that I've always known, but one thing that's become more clear and evident to me lately is that you don't know what people are going through. What we look like outside will not really represent what is going on inside of us, okay? So someone might look like they are doing really great. Someone might look like all is well, they're doing good, they're happy, they look good. They look like, life is going well. But then inside, they might be depressed, they might be struggling, they might be suffering, they might be struggling financially, they might have things that are keeping them up at night, but then they can't really share them with other people or share them with you, which is where your friendship comes in. Try as much as you can to know what is going on with your friends. Of course, they have to also tell you, because you can't force someone to tell you what they're not willing to tell you. And if you kind of feel that intuition that something is wrong, just keep pushing it until they talk. And because you just never know when you're going to save someone's life, okay? You never know when something you say would encourage someone, would uplift someone, would save someone's life, would make them make a different decision, So yeah, check up on your friends, show that you care for them, do the little things that you feel will make them love the fact that they have you as a friend. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but yes, let us care for our friends. Let us check up on them. Message your friends from time to time. If you're the kind of friends that you don't see each other often, especially if you're in a different country, then obviously you don't get to see physically, only virtually. So check up on each other on social media, on direct contact, on text message, on WhatsApp, on phone calls, just check up on each other, because your friendship means more than you think. Or friendship might mean more than you think for some. You're there for a reason. You're in that friendship for a reason. You know that person for a reason. God has put you there for a reason, okay? So use that opportunity wisely. Be there for them. Check up on them. Message them. Call them. Send them a gift. Do something for them, okay? Another thing with genuine friendship is that you have to be willing to make sacrifices for friends. Sometimes you kind of have to. That is why they're your friend. To be honest, there was something someone said. I can't remember where I read it recently. It was probably on social media or even on Oma Bell's posts. I think someone mentioned something about a friend is someone you're willing to sacrifice your life for. And I thought, wow, yeah. So, are you willing to sacrifice your life for a friend? It's not just for fun, but if things went south and you were the only person available to help them, would you help them? Would you be willing to make that big sacrifice for them? Would you be willing to make that big decision for them? For example, if your friend was ill, one of your friends, or your very good friend was ill and needed a surgery, let's say a kidney, that's the easiest thing I can think of, which you can easily give to someone else. Yeah, so let's say your friend needs a kidney and you're 100% okay, organs are fine, but your friend is literally on the verge of breaking down, you know what I mean? Would you be willing to give your friend a kidney? That's a good question for you to answer. If you're not willing to make that kind of big sacrifice for a friend, then are they really your friends? Now, of course, I'm not saying that things will always be that deep. Of course not. Things will not always be that serious. But you just have to be willing to make certain sacrifices for people. Sacrifice might be that sometimes you have to help your friend out by taking care of her kids, for example, while she and her partner or husband go out to watch a movie. For example, that's a sacrifice. A sacrifice could be helping your friend with kids have her children over for a weekend while she gets some time to rest and sleep and recoup, get back herself again, get some self-care in Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to help your friend financially if they needed you? Would you be willing? Or would you be like, nah, nah, I can't afford to, I'm sorry. Would you? Would you be willing to give when your friend needs? Would you be willing to help? Give your time, give your money, give your life. Would you be willing to do that for a friend? Now that's a question for you to answer. But my point is, be willing to make sacrifices for your friends. Yeah. Another quality of a good friend is loyalty. I feel you have to be loyal in your friendships or with your friends. You have to be constantly supporting your friends. If your friends are passionate about something, for example, and it's something that you've always known they'll be great at because it's something that is within them and you always wish they would do it, and they decide to do it, would you support them? And will they support you as well? Because friendship goes both ways. It's not just one-sided, it's two-sided. So your friend has to be willing, you have to be willing. So I'd say in friendships, we need to be loyal to each other. We have to be supportive of one another. We have to be there for one another in whichever way we can be. Same applies to like family as well. So yeah, let's be willing to support. Let's be willing to encourage. Let's be willing to help each other, build each other up. Help each other build things from the bottom up. Be there for each other. Support one another. Encourage. Do the things that would give your friend that backing that they strongly desire from friends, from you, that they strongly need, especially if they're not getting it from their family, for example, but you're giving it to them. That would mean the world to them. Yeah. So be willing to be loyal. Be willing to constantly support your friend as long as what they're doing is good. If what they're doing is not good, then that's where you being genuine and honest comes in. Okay? You have to be genuine about your friendship. You have to tell them the truth, because you're not going to support them when they're doing bad. You're not going to support them when they're doing illegal stuff. Okay? So kind of see that everything kind of ties in together, right? Okay, and my last point, the last quality, I feel like, of course, there's loads of qualities, but these are just a few I want to touch on. But the last quality I feel like a good friend should have, or think that a good friend should be, is trustworthy. A good friend should be able to keep things secret, private, confidential. A good friend should be able to withhold things when they need to be withheld. A good friend should be, your friend should feel like they can trust you. Your friend should feel like they can tell you anything. Of course, you're not God. They're not going to tell you their darkest of secrets. They might, but they might not. We're all human beings and nobody's perfect. But your friend should be able to trust you enough to tell you things that are really private. Now, I'm not saying your friend start telling you about her sex life with her partner. No, that's private. That's between her and her partner. But like things that, when it comes to like maybe issues that they're dealing with and they need some guidance, they need some help, they need to seek help, they should be able to open up to you. They should be able to trust you with certain secrets. They should be able to trust you with certain pieces of information. Because, for example, if things go wrong and there's no one else who knows something, you might be the one to save the situation. Okay? And then again, if somebody needs backing and nobody else there is able to do that, you'll be able to back them up because you're aware of the situation. You know the ins and outs rather of the circumstance. So yeah, I feel like we should be very trustworthy. We should try to be trustworthy. We should try to have friends that we can trust, have friends that we can talk to, have friends that we can be honest with, have friends that we can share our feelings with, have friends that we can cry with or cry to, have friends that we can laugh with, have friends that have these qualities. I think if we're all very genuine and honest, if we're all loyal, if we're all caring for each other, if we're all trustworthy, what's the other one now? I can't remember. I think that's kind of it. If we're all willing to make sacrifices for each other, the world would be a much better place, especially for women, because men tend to do quite okay with friendships. I think men are very honest about things. Men don't mix things up. Like, men are very clear. Like, if you're my friend, if you're their friend, you're their friend. If you're not their friend, you're not their friend. They keep things kind of cool. But women were very emotional, were very dramatic. And it does affect how our friendships are and how men see us as women. But yeah, I feel like once we have those 5 basic qualities, our lives will feel so much better with the friends we have around us. Let me know what you think about this hopefully short video. Let me know what you think about these points. Of course, if you have any other points you feel are very important in friendships, please leave them in the comment section below. Until my next video, thank you so much for watching, and please take care of yourself and be good. Okay? Bye. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.